Hey guys, welcome to my channel, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Allie, and I have been obsessed with watching like unsolved and solved like kidnappings and murder mystery videos here on YouTube. There's so many. I had no idea that there were so many people out here making content about like missing kids and missing adults and like murder victims, and like there's so many channels that tell like good stories. Like they just tell like real life missing person cases, murder cases, unsolved crimes, solved crimes. Like it just blows me away. Like I'm so into that stuff. I've always like liked watching stuff on TV, but I've kind of like grew out of it. Like I just wasn't really into it, and then like I found channels here on YouTube that talk about stuff like that. I'm like, it's a whole new world. Like I don't know, I've just been into it. I'm just obsessed with it. Like it's just been my obsession, and it also makes me terrified to sleep at night because like what if I get kidnapped too? So in today's video, we're going to be reviewing the Colourpop Good Sport eyeshadow palette that you see right here. Isn't this packaging like so cute? I love like the cheetah print and like purple and orange vibe to it. I feel like they could have really messed up the packaging, made it more like too kiddish, but I think they did a good job of making it like appropriate. This is one of their pressed powder palettes, and you get 12 shades in this palette. It is cruelty free, made with love, and it is made in the USA. The net weight of this is 12. Okay, each shadow is 1 gram, and the whole palette altogether weighs about 0.04 ounces, or each shadow is 0.04 ounces. I'm not too sure what that means, but it's right there on the box. Figured I'd let you guys know about that. Here is packaging, matches the outside box, and it does have the shadow names on the back, but also has them underneath every shade as well. And here's what it looks like. Ooh, isn't she pretty? I just think this is such a pretty eyeshadow. I do have on my lids already. I already filmed like me using the palette and reviewing it beforehand. Like I do my intros last most of the time. So yeah, I already used this palette, I already have my thoughts on it, but I'm gonna keep them to myself until later. But yeah, I think this is such a beautiful color story. I'm absolutely loving the color theme of this palette. And for only $16, I thought it was such a steal to get 12 eyeshadows for $16. It's like a little more than $1 per shadow. Like amazing. Yeah, that's what we're doing in today's video. If you want to see my thoughts and opinions and see me use this shadow, then go ahead and just keep on watching. So when looking at the Colourpop Good Sport palette, there are many different like color stories and themes in the palette that I could go with. We have like our neutral tones right here in the center. We have some purpley tones we could work with. And then we also have like these green shades here on the side. I think for today's look, I want to go with the more green tones because that's what like catches my attention first in the palette. I do really love the neutrals, and I think those pops of purple are beautiful, but I think I really want to stick to like right in here and like use some transition shades from the neutrals and create a look. The first shade I'm going to go in with is the shade High Hopes. I'm going to take that on a tapered blending brush, and this is just going to go right in my crease. Okay, taking a more fluffy brush, I'm going to pick up the shade Trooper in the palette, and this shade is going to go above where I put High Hopes and kind of just help it blend more up into my brow bone. Okay, taking a small blending brush, I'm gonna pick up the shade Trophies in the palette, and I'm just gonna place that dark green matte shade in my outer corner and blend it to the crease, but I'm not gonna try to put that green shade like directly in my crease. I will say I'm not having like any difficulties with these shadows so far. I am really familiar with Colourpop shadows though, so I know like how they perform, and I have like a high expectation of them, and so far like I'm impressed. They feel like every other Colourpop eyeshadow. They're blendable, they're pigmented, like I'm not really having any problems. This green shade is a bit trickier to work with than like the matte transition shades, but like dark matte, especially dark like greens and blues, are more hard to work with and harder to formulate than like a brown transition shade anyways. But even for it being like a dark matte color, like it's not bad. You do just have to build it up and just kind of be careful about blending it, because if you like just go in there like really ham with all this product, it's going to look like a mess. But if you just go gentle and blend as you go, you'll be alright. I do want to pick up the shade Hooky in the palette because I think that will help me blend the transition area and the green together a bit better. So I'm going to sandwich that right in between those two shades. I can see clearly now, the patchiness is gone. Ooh. Please unsubscribe to me. Taking like a flat packing brush, usually used for shimmers, I'm going to take the shade EBB which is a really metallic green shade. I don't know what that stands for. Like, I don't know the significance of EBE or EBB, my bad. But I'm just gonna take that shade on my brush, and I am going to spray my brush with some of my primer water. Any like spray will work. You don't have to use primer water, just whatever you have. And this is gonna go, oh, it's so pretty. This is gonna go just in the front portion of my lid space, about from inner corner to about, actually I'm gonna put it all the way until it meets that matte green shade. Okay, and to blend that sparkly green shade and the dark matte green shade together a bit more, I'm going to take the shade Hooked in the palette, and I'm just going to place that in between the dark matte and the like lime green shade, because I think it'll be a nice transition. I'm not going to spray my brush for this, I'm just going to place it in between the two shadows. Like this. Okay, and that is the top shadow all complete. That's all I'm going to do for the top lid. I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye of camera, do the rest of my makeup base, and I will be back for my lower lash line and lashes and all that fun stuff. Going back in with the Colourpop Good Sport palette, I'm going to take the shade High Hopes once again on a little taper blending brush like this, and I'm going to run that along my lower lash line. Same brush, I'm going to pick up the shade Hooky, that neutral brown, not neutral, that brown reddish shade. And that's, again, going to go right on top of High Hopes. Taking the teeniest, tiniest little brush you ever did see, I'm going to take that Trophies shade, the deep, dark, matte green. And that is going to go pressed up against my lower lash line to give me some depth. Taking the shade Wild Out, I'm going to use that in my inner corner with a small pencil brush, just to give it a little pop. Okay, and that is the eyeshadow all complete. Now I'm going to apply some mascara and eyelashes, and I will be done. Okay, for mascara, I'm using my Maybelline The Colossal Mascara. And then also for my lashes, I have these ones from Boldface. These are the, what are they called? Boldface Lash Goals lashes. I don't know if I'm gonna wear these yet. They might be too dramatic, but if I change my mind, I'll let you guys know. The lashes from Boldface were pretty. My look isn't that dramatic for that. Like, my look's like not an everyday neutral look, of course. I have like the greens and stuff. But I just feel like if I had like bold colors in my crease, those would look more appropriate for that lash than like my neutral crease. Because I feel like it covered all my lid space and let my crease have a moment. So I feel like if I did a more dramatic, colorful look, those lashes would be my go-to. While I'm waiting for my lash glue to dry, I'm going to go ahead and do my lips because I literally forgot to do that off camera like I did everything else off camera. Go figures. But I do have another thing from Colourpop I want to use today. It's not part of like their fall collection like the Good Sport palette was. It's part of the Make-A-Wish collection, which is pretty cool. Colourpop and this girl Delilah teamed up together to create like 4 Super Shock shadows in like a lip bundle. And all the proceeds go to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, like literally all of them, like 100% of the proceeds go to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, which is so amazing. I picked up one of the glosses. This is the Ultra Glossy Lip in the shade New Day. I thought it was just so pretty. I'm going to put it on top of my Urban Decay Stark Naked Comfort Matte lipstick. Oh, that's really pretty. Ooh, I really like that lip combo. Oh my god, that's so pretty. It's like a pretty like caramel nude, like, but it's got some pink to it. Oh, girl. So lashes are on. They're still drying a bit, so if you see like white glue, like just ignore it, okay? They're still drying a little bit, but I just wanted to move forward. I don't have much time to film right now, so I gotta speed it up. I'm going to spray my face with some setting spray real quick. This is the Gerard Cosmetics setting spray in the smell Peach. Okay, and that is my completed look using the Colourpop Good Sport eyeshadow palette that you see right here. Guys, I'm in love with this palette. Like, honestly, like, I expected to be in love with this. Like, I had no doubts going into this, like, just to be honest, because I know Colourpop shadow formula. I've reviewed them on my channel like a bunch of times. I have like 5 of their eyeshadow palettes, I think, and consistently throughout they're just so amazing. I can't get enough of them. I think especially for the low cost point, like this palette's like $16. You're getting amazing shadows. Like, I just love the shadows formula. They blended out well, you know, they blended together real nicely. They were pigmented, creamy, everything you can want in eyeshadow. The only shade that I even like had to like work and build up and blend out more than the others was this dark green shade Trophies, but that is so like expected with dark green and dark blue matte shades. Like they just take a little more blending, a little more love and effort than any other like the neutral browns. Like neutral browns blend out effortlessly most of the time if they're good, but just even like good greens like that, you just need to work with a bit because that's just how the shadows are. But even still, like, such a beautiful shadow. Like I love the dark green in the outer corner. I think it gives it depth. I love the sparkly green over my lids, the EBB shade. Oh my god. I think the color story also for this is so fall. Like it's so appropriate for fall. I think they completely nailed it because they gave you like, you know, your neutral shades, but they're still like fall appropriate because they have that deep red orangey vibe and just really pretty for fall. And then they gave you like greens, which are so trendy for fall right now. Like I feel like the greens and the yellows are so in right now compared to like other fall years. Like I don't know, I just feel like it was always about like burnt oranges and browns and, you know, some yellows and some greens, but not really. And now it's like yellow and green are the trend, which I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. I love a good green eyeshadow and yellow eyeshadow, and I think it's appropriate. Plus the purple is traditional fall color as well. So I think color story wise, they fucking nailed it, honestly. Like another thing I love about this too is I feel like some brands, when they come with eyeshadow palettes, they have like a bunch of repeat shadows, which are shadows that like look too similar to where you don't need both. But in this palette, I don't see too many like that. Like the only shadows I can see where like there's too similar to be together is maybe the two purples. Like maybe I wish this was like a deeper purple or more of like a bright lilac purple, but I don't know. I still think like they did a good job of making sure all the shades are different enough that they still go together, but they're not like repeat. Like there's not like two matte brown shades that look too much alike or anything like that. Like I think they did a really good job of getting the color story of this palette correct. Yeah, I'm just so impressed with the shadows. I used what? 7. I used 7 of the like 12 shades in this palette, so I think I got a pretty good gist of the palette. I used the majority of the shades, and I'm here for it. The packaging of this is so cute. I love the cheetah print. I love the orange and purple cheetah print. And the cursive, like, I don't know. I just think it's a really cute palette. They even put the shade names underneath the shades, which they never do. Like Colourpop is known for putting on the back, which they did that as well, but they almost never put shades names underneath the shadows, and they did that. Like, go Colourpop. They're learning. They're listening. You know, I'm so proud. I'm like a proud mama moment. My only complaint about this palette is that there's no mirror. Like I always complain about palettes when there's no mirrors. I just have to say it because I prefer to have a mirror in my palettes. Just because like if I go traveling, like I can't take this palette because there's no mirror in it. I mean, I still could. It's just more convenient to have a mirror like already in the palette rather than like having to dip in my brush with the shadow and then pick up a whole other product and look in that mirror and then do that and, you know, keep going back and forth like that. I'd rather just have kind of like a one-stop shop, like have my mirror and my shadows. Just a little complaint, obviously if you're at home on your vanity, you more likely have like a mirror, but just personal preference, especially when filming videos. I feel like it's always just so much easier to like go in and blend up and build up pigment when looking at the palette rather than having to keep going back and forth. Just saves time on my part, saves time I feel like on everyone's part. But yeah, that's my only complaint about the whole palette. Like this palette was beautiful, pigmented, creamy, blendable, just 2 thumbs up, man. 2 big thumbs up. So yeah, that's all I have for today's video. I just reviewed the Colourpop Good Sport Eyeshadow Palette. Loved it. Really didn't expect not to. If you liked this video and want to see more like it, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up so I know you guys enjoy watching these types of videos. Comment down below if you have this palette and what your thoughts are on it. Or even if you don't have this palette already, like what are your thoughts about the palette? Are you getting it? Do you want to get it? Are you not into it? Like, let me know. I'm really interested to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions when it comes to this palette right here because I loved it from first sight. Love at first sight, what can I say? But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe down below, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.